haven't gotten to I haven't eaten on this podcast. I haven't just been eating, on this podcast.
You are
in a hot
eating
minute.
though, right?
No, I'm not.
Oh, wow. Okay. Wow.
I am eating, but it's just I just haven't in a while. I just haven't. I've been a good boy. Like I haven't had to eat during the podcast in a hot minute. I kind of am disappointed by that. I feel like I want to be the bad boy of the Fake Races podcast again.
Do you know what my favorite do you know what my favorite story in regards to the eating was? Do you remember one time you ordered pizza and you put your order in and whatnot, and it took your order, and then you called the pizza place because you're like, hey, where's my pizza? And you got the answering machine that said they didn't open till 11 tomorrow or the next day. And
yeah, they let me put that in, and I looked everywhere. I looked at all the confirmation emails and stuff I was sent. Everything I said that they did not indicate that my pizza was going to be coming at 10 in the morning. So I basically ordered myself lunch for the next day.
That happened to one of the families on my BMX team at Nationals last weekend, or whatever weekend that was, where they ordered food on Saturday from Rubio's to be delivered, and they ordered right when they were closing, so they were going to deliver it the next morning. And they were like, oh, okay, well, whatever. And they were like, we'll just go pick it up when it's ready. And they called the restaurant. We're like, yeah, we'll just pick it up. I'm like, okay. They did that, and then at the same time they ordered the day before, a day later, they got a notification that their delivery was about to be picked up and delivered to them. So they basically ordered delivery and then got it twice the next day.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That reminds me of one time this other podcast that I listened to. I won't plug it. Joe hates when I do that. But this other podcast I listened to, they had a brilliant idea of a program that you can buy yourself gifts and stuff. It's like Amazon. It offers the same offerings of Amazon, but you set it the earliest you can set it to send you the item is 6 months from your actual buy date. And so you just buy stuff that you forget about and then get at a later time, and it feels like it's free because it was so long ago that you ordered it, and they wanted to call it Thank Me Later. And I feel like that's a great idea. I feel like we can capitalize on that.
Yeah. I'm down.
You ever have that happen? You order something and it kind of just doesn't come for a while, and then it shows up and you're like, oh shit.
Oh, yeah.
I'll bleep that out, Joe, sorry.
No, it's okay. I don't care.
Yeah.
What's YouTube gonna do? Demonetize us?
Fair. But
yeah.
It's not, there's children listening, Joe.
That's true. The children, the
girlfriend
children.
listens to this. She can't know that I swear.
Oh yeah, I'm sure she doesn't. She has no idea that you swear.
She's definitely never heard me screaming at fake race cars or anything.
No, never. That's never happened, has it?
Or a soccer game or anything.
Hey,
welcome to the Joe to the intro. Yeah.
On that note, welcome to the Fake Racers podcast. I'm Joe. That was Davey. Matthew here as well as always. Hello and welcome, folks. Hope you're having a wonderful whatever day of the week it is you're watching, listening, however you're supporting us here on Track and Turf on YouTube or on your favorite podcast platforms. We always encourage you here at the start to make sure, if you haven't already, make sure you're subscribed, you're following, you're doing all those things. And also make sure you hit like if you're watching the video because it helps in the almighty YouTube algorithm. Do you guys want to just dive right into hot laps?
Ooh, yeah, that's a good intro, by the way. Just got to tell you. Oh, man.
I'm feeling it today because here's the thing. After
I wonder why.
3 freaking years, Brad Keselowski has won a race. Brad Keselowski went to Darlington.
Do I not have that soundbite?
Do you not have that soundbite?
No.
It's
a good one.
No, he's gonna find it
real quick.
He's gonna find it.
I'm gonna get
Someone
it as
has to
we
have
speak.
that.
Anyways, Brad Keselowski won that race at Darlington on Sunday. Average running position of 2.6 throughout the race. Really strong car. Awesome for RFK. They've been building. We talked about it last year. Now that the 6 team has won, it feels like they're quote-unquote all the way back. Don't know what that actually means because this team is so much different than the former Roush Racing. It feels like the culture is very different. On top of, it's just it's a 2-car team, right? They're not this powerhouse team that they once were, and that's not a bad thing per se. But Brad Keselowski wins, first owner driver to win since Tony Stewart in 2016 as well.
Yep, really cool to see him finally break that winless streak that he's had for a long time now. I saw a lot, as I do see discourse often, I saw a lot of discourse about, we saw Brad Keselowski's last win. I was like, I just never subscribed to that. Like, that team has been so good. Overall, like, not just the 6 team, obviously, all of RFK has been so fast. There's just no way that a driver like Brad Keselowski doesn't get a win. And it's very fitting, and I think it makes a lot of sense that he did finally win at Darlington. Track that's kind of, made for the veterans, made for saving your stuff. Like, it was, that kind of makes it all the more surprising that Ty Gibbs of all people was up front at the end. But like, as most of the people that we saw at the end were drivers with a ton of experience, and I don't know, it was a hell of a race as well.
A rookie did finish third, by the way.
Yeah. Josh Berry's a little different. Josh Berry's like a 30-some-year-old rookie. Let's be honest here.
Yeah.
This isn't like babyface Ty Gibbs rookie.
I was gonna say it's just felt like it was a matter of time before Brad got back in victory lane.
Exactly.
And I was gonna say, from the perspective of a person who rooted for a guy who had a 4-year winless drought, there are times where you're like, damn, I guess this just isn't gonna happen again. Okay. So that I can definitely, like, coming from the perspective of not a non-fan, but just somebody who's just kind of like Brad Keselowski ambivalent, you can watch him over the last year or so and be like, he's going to get one eventually. But from a fan perspective, there are those times where you're like, this sucks. you really do start to wonder, like, is it ever going to happen again? But of course, we got to talk about how he got there.
Didn't come without sacrifice.
Drama.
Didn't come without sacrifice, for sure.
No.
So I think it was 7 or 8 laps to go. Chris Buescher was leading at the time, the other RFK car. So this is, again, going back to the first point about RFK back, whatever. Buescher's leading. They did a really good job of kind of doing a short pit and then getting lucky with the caution. Tyler Reddick and Brad Keselowski are battling for 10 laps, it felt like, after the restart, side by side. Brad drifts up into Reddick. They both get tight, whatever. They hit the wall. So Chris Buescher's able to get by both of them. Then the battle.
He ran the Steelman line down the front stretch.
He did run
I'm just going to go all the way to the inside line.
That was such an accidentally brilliant line as well, like an accidentally brilliant move, because he wasn't able to get side drafted down the front stretch. Like they weren't able to keep him in with them, but with the side draft, he just was so far away. All that momentum just carried, because we saw either of Brad or Tyler Reddick both kind of get runs of similar magnitudes, but they would just get it right on the quarter panel and suck them back in. So like Chris Buescher accidentally going down to the inside wall on the front stretch was like sort of brilliant on accident. It was great. I loved it. It was awesome.
Yeah. But then with 7 laps to go, chaos ensues. Tyler Reddick I want to call it a desperation move because of when he made the move. I feel like it was too early to make that move with how he was quicker, right? I think we can all agree that Tyler Reddick was quicker at the end of the race than Chris Buescher was.
Yeah.
And made a big move into 3 to try to slide him. Was not clear. Buescher even got into the wall a little bit. And then Reddick kind of finished the job on both of them, sliding up. Accidental, not on purpose, but yeah.
Mm-hmm. I do think, obviously, it's definitely on Tyler Reddick. It was a little bit boneheaded of a move, but he probably got a call, or he probably saw that Buescher got in the wall, and he was like, oh, this is my chance to gun it and get clear that now that he's stuck in the wall. And that didn't really happen. Like, Chris Buescher didn't lose that much momentum, and so when Tyler Reddick gunned it, he just kind of squished him.
Gunned it into Buescher.
Yeah.
It made it look really dumb, but I kind of, I see the vision. I see what he was going for, but we ended up with beef after the race because of it, and I don't really blame Chris Buescher one bit.
Yeah, I think people kind of forget, and this is not me hating on Tyler Reddick. I like Tyler Reddick. He's a good dude. He's not one of my favorite drivers, but I like him. I think people forget just how aggressive he is. If people have forgotten his Xfinity and truck days, that is a guy who just scraps. And But he's also a guy who has definitely earned a lot of respect for just being a damn good race car driver. And so I don't think, like, obviously, like you mentioned, there's beef post-race, but I don't think anything is going to linger from this.
Right, yeah.
Because we all know that Tyler Reddick is, and a big part of it, too, is because of the way he reacted to Buescher coming up to him, is that this is going to get squashed, and, you know, maybe Buescher doesn't cut him as much slack next time they're racing, but you know that Reddick's going to cut him more slack next time they're racing.
So, one thing, you know, Ross Chastain got criticized a lot a few years ago for being aggressive and not really giving a crap, right? Like, that was what we criticized Ross Chastain for. Tyler Reddick's kind of doing the opposite, right? He's racing really hard and then being overly apologetic for it. I don't think it's first off, I think it's genuine, right?
Right.
I don't think it's like fake or anything, but he's overly apologetic about it sometimes, and that can rub people the wrong way. Because if you're so sorry about it, why did you do it in the first place? And I think that's what Buescher's like reaction after Reddick right away is saying, I effed up. I don't know, just something to watch, I guess, because eventually you can say sorry, and if you keep making the same bonehead moves, then I don't know. Just a thought.
But I don't think we really see that often from Tyler Reddick anymore. Like, he is still the aggressive driver that he was, but he's cleaned it up a lot.
Yeah. Sure. I'm just saying, anytime he makes a mistake, he's right away overly apologetic.
Yeah. And it definitely, it took me back to, the Bristol dirt race when he and Briscoe got together battling for the win, and like obviously he's on the other side of that, but like Tyler Reddick he races with a lot of humility, which I appreciate. So
yes.
I mean, that is one of the reasons why I like him.
Yep.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And like I think a big part of it too is heat of the moment. Buescher's pissed; they just lost, but I don't. I would
mad
not.
Texan.
Yeah, I don't see this like lingering as like an ongoing feud.
Oh yeah.
So I think the fact that Reddick immediately owned up to it speaks a lot. So
well, it's difference in driving style too.
Yeah,
Buescher's kind of that last of the. I don't want to say. Well, I'm going to say it. Gentleman driving style, where Reddick's kind of that first wave of the young, aggressive. I'm going to send it into the corner and hope it sticks. Group, if that makes sense, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Think about when Buescher got into Cup was right when Reddick got to Xfinity, kind of.
That's a good point.
So
yeah, about the same time. Yeah.
maybe some little bit of a difference there for all the people that like to say that like all the young drivers are the same. They're not, believe it or not. But one other, I don't have it on our sheet, but I think it's fun to talk about Ryan Blaney and William Byron.
Oh, that was great.
Oh yeah. That was spicy.
William Byron decided to stick it 3 wide on a restart.
In turn 2 at Darlington in the second stage.
And then think it wasn't an issue. And that shouldn't have been a problem, that he had right of way.
Yeah, that was... that interview was
Little entitled.
Yeah, you can tell he's an iRacer. Jesus.
Blaney went up after pitting and like took a I don't like you, William Byron, little
Why I oughta.
wag at him.
Basically as much as he could do without getting a penalty or a suspension.
Yeah, pretty much. And Ryan Blaney's interview after was awesome too. I don't think he had one on TV. Did he? I don't remember if he had one on TV or not. But the bits and we'll have Davey. Maybe we'll have Davey post some fake racers on X, Twitter, whatever.
I can retweet it or something.
Yeah. Pretty good interviews.
They were.
And it's
Byron's wasn't, but everyone else's was.
Byron's was funny, man. It's just because it's funny because it's like, wow, this guy really doesn't understand that he screwed up.
I was pretty sure I was alongside him. Like, well, yeah, that's why you hit him. That's like what happened. Anyway, yeah, that was stupid.
Yeah, you can't run somebody into the wall, William, if you're not next.
William Byron is going to turn into Jeff Gordon. That's all. That's what's gonna happen because that's a Jeff Gordon thing to do.
Not going to win any championships under a playoff format.
That too. But he'll somehow still be the greatest driver ever. Ford finally flexed some.
We can't do this right now.
Ford finally flexed some muscle. In practice, they had the best. They had the cars with the best average 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 lap runs. Granted, the Hendrick cars didn't run 20 laps, is what I saw. Nonetheless, half of the top 10 was Ford's, including Justin Haley and Michael McDowell.
Dude, how about that, by the way? Like, last year, especially me, gave Justin Haley a lot of shit for making the move from Colleague to Rick Ware, and how's that working out now?
Yep.
Because Colleague looks like a disaster, and Haley's running pretty
More
well.
on that later.
Genuinely, Justin Haley is running good in that car, and it's incredible.
Yeah.
He's like genuinely running good.
Could win a race this year.
Like
On a super speedway, probably, but could win a race. You know what I mean?
That the Rick Ware cars probably. I wouldn't have said that about the Rick Ware cars prior to the season.
Well, the other thing is they have a tighter bond with Roush now. Mm-hmm. You know, so as that Roush, right, high tides raise all ships or whatever.
Right.
So, I think they're on the Roush campus too. And when
Colleague doesn't have the 16 and then RFK gets the 16, Justin Haley's going to make a great number 16 driver.
He's going to be a great third RFK car next year. It's going to be great.
Other strong runs, like you meant, Josh Berry third, Chase Briscoe fifth.
Yep.
Quick. Shout out to SHR for continuing to run in like the 20s throughout the race, and then in the final stage just showing up either just outside the top 10 or well inside the top 5. Like
even non-study group member Ryan Preece managed to get back up into the 17th.
Yeah.
And he was awful all day.
Non-study group member.
Gregson 14th, Todd 15th, LaJoy 16th, like a whole Gralla, both Rick Ware cars in the top 20. Just ridiculous.
Kaz Gralla is ahead of Zane Smith in the Rookie of the Year points. Remember that.
Ooh.
Kaz Gralla has made 2 less starts.
The House of Zane is it's not going too well right now.
That's a toughie.
Yeah. Surely there won't be any other Zane Smith news later. So.
No, never. Justin Allgaier won the Xfinity race Saturday. Pretty good little race, as it normally is for the Xfinity guys.
Darlington.
I don't know if there's anything special to note on that one. I don't have anything.
Did it? What did happen in that race? I can't even remember. Jesus.
Yeah, honestly, not much. I don't think it was a bad race, but it was not like.
It wasn't like a big
Allgaier,
moment or anything.
Yeah, Allgaier just kind of had it under control. It seemed like.
Yeah.
So.
Ross Chastain won a late night truck race that was delayed by rain. Kyle Busch wrecked on lap 1.5, I think.
Yeah, he did.
And then I went to bed.
I already forgot he won that race, to be honest.
I was sleeping.
I think I watched the finish.
I was going to say, yeah, big shout out. Obviously, they redeemed themselves on Sunday, but Ford threw another one away because Majeski had that in hand and then just completely blew the last restart. So it was a good time.
Sounds like a common trend.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of what else happened. Matt Crafton didn't use his brakes.
Have we figured out where Matt Crafton lives in the ThorSport shop?
I was gonna say it's continuing the trend of nobody being able to catch him because he doesn't use the brakes, so that's why they can't fire him. So,
wow.
Did anything else happen in this race?
I mean,
not that
truck race.
Yeah. What are you gonna do?
What are you gonna do?
Yeah. Ross is very good at driving a race car.
It's crazy. Can you imagine if Hendrick had Ross in the 24 car? Oof. Oof.
What?
Lights out.
No, well, now because everybody would hate that because then Hendrick would sanitize him. So.
Yeah.
I agree.
Well, yeah, it wouldn't be good. It wouldn't be
keep our actual fun drivers out of Hendrick equipment, please. We don't need NASCAR to have their own Joseph Newgarden.
Oof. Well, with that,
That was some heavy. That's probably the heaviest shade I've thrown on the show without straight up telling someone to fuck themselves.
Alex Palou won the IndyCar race. Say it.
Whoa.
Say it. Who cares?
Okay. I didn't know the IndyCar race was happening until 3 hours before green flag.
Yeah, no,
I'm not
I mean,
gonna lie, I did not know IndyCar.
I knew it was happening because it's month of May and all that jazz, but yeah.
Just had no
I
idea.
didn't watch the whole race because I was like, oh, this stuff kind of blows, you know.
2024.
Best racing on the planet, everybody.
It was.
Meanwhile, the real best oval in the world is Darlington Speedway.
Wow.
I looked at the you know how Wikipedia will have, you know, the whole like chart or whatever for like the race, the pole position, fastest lap, most laps led, race winner, all of them are Palou, and I'm like, okay, I didn't miss anything.
He didn't dominate the race.
Yeah.
It was strategy at the end that helped him get out to the lead. But once he got clean air, he was gone. All right, let's go ahead and as Matthew cues up the soundboard, let's go from the shop.
Yeah.
One of these days I'm gonna get an actual
Today,
shop set.
May 13th, NASCAR announces next year, as part of the Summer Series package between Amazon Prime and TNT, there will be a mid-season tournament with the top 32 finishers or something like that. 32 finishers. It'll be the 5 races on TNT that will compose the tournament. The final 3 races in the 5-race slate from Amazon Prime will be the qualifying races for the tournament. We still don't know what tracks those are going to be at. So a lot of fun to go on there. You know what would be really cool if that first race on TNT, if that was a super speedway.
That could make for some interesting lineups.
Wild card round. Throwing it out there. So it's gonna work. Best finish in that first 3 qualifying races. Those will determine the seeding. And then tiebreaker is second best finish. Then third tiebreaker is points position. You know, it'll be fun.
I dig it. I'm excited. It's cool.
$1 million to the winner, I think.
Also cool. It's just cool to have
New
little
ideas.
things like this. Yeah. It'll be fun. It's something to keep track of. It spices up the mid-season. It brings a little bit of pizzazz to TNT's return to NASCAR. And, you know, the nostalgia in me is really cool. Thinks it's really cool to see the TNT Summer Series back. Because I used to love the TNT Summer Series because it meant that we were going back to Daytona again and, like, hitting that stretch of races, which was always really fun. So, I dig it, personally. I've seen plenty of arguments against it. Mostly just people saying it's a gimmick. And it's like, well, I mean, at this point, everything that isn't just cars driving in circles for a set amount of laps without any yellows is a gimmick. So, like, I mean, at this point, whatever.
It's not
That's
2003, Davey. Crazy.
I have no strong feelings about this.
Hey.
It will not affect what happens in the race, for the most part.
Yeah,
Ooh.
So. And I don't say that in a bad way. I'm just saying, whatever.
I think
You know,
it all depends on
It'll
how
be
they
cool,
present
but
it.
I don't really care.
Right?
Right.
It's all going to come down to presentation, and I would assume this will not be an afterthought because it's specifically part of TNT's package of races, so there's no way it's an afterthought for them. One thing, you know, that race to the playoffs there throughout the summer is a very crucial time in the season to kind of throw this little wrench in those plans. It's going to be interesting to see how teams navigate that. I think it'll be fun, but it'll be interesting to see how they kind of navigate through that and whatnot.
I think
mean,
it'll
this-
be something fun to follow, but like, I don't think it's going to fundamentally change anything because, you know, when we added stages, it changed how you approached a race strategy-wise. With this, it's like, oh, I need to beat this guy that I was already trying to beat. because I'm
Right.
a race car driver, and my goal is to beat the person in front of me. So, so it's like I don't think it's really going to change anything on track. I think it'll be cool to follow, but like it's not worth getting worked up about. So.
I think there could be little. I think I agree with you in the sense that like I don't think there's anything substantial that's going to change during a race, but you could probably take a pretty easy bet that like guys that are locked into the playoffs and like have gotten some playoff points like are pretty safe and can
Put more
maybe
focus.
rest for the first round, a little more focused. Yeah, and you could kind of maybe see some of them like throw something extra at it. You know what I mean? But I do see what you're saying. I hope it's not like entirely true. I do hope we like see a little bit of excitement from it. It'd be really cool if like we come down to it and whatever the final track is, if it's a good track and the two guys that are going for it are duking it out or something, that'd be really cool.
Yeah.
Like there's I feel like it's like very low risk and moderate reward. So like why not?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's kind of what I see with it. It's like worst case scenario, it doesn't really do much. So like, who cares? So,
Fair enough. Speaking of worst case scenario and it doesn't do much, Michael McDowell is going to Spire in 2025.
I resent that.
Oh, that's brutal. Oh my
Well,
god.
okay. I say that because this is a lateral move, right? Like, the real reason Michael McDowell is going to Spire isn't because it's better equipment. It's not because it's a better fit. It's because, well, maybe it's a better fit because it's a long-term deal, from what we've been told. It's a multi-year deal. Front row. Wow. Freudian slip. Front row was only given their guys 1-year deals, kind of working off of those assumptions and whatnot, and McDowell wanted some security. Probably deserved to get that at front row. I think we'd agree, maybe. I don't know, with the way that he's a pretty integral part of that team. And they still weren't willing to give that to him, so he looked elsewhere, and he'll be in the 71 for Spire next year, which is Zane Smith's current ride. But Zane Smith is actually a Trackhouse Racing driver under a development deal or some kind of whatever deal with them. Okay, so there's that. Then today, let's get all the rumors out there right now, and you guys pick what bits you want to talk about. Then today it comes out on apparently from Door Bumper Clear. I don't know if they're speculating or what they're saying, but Trackhouse could be looking to buy Spire or Colleague or get those charters somehow or a merger there. You also have the Stewart-Haas Racing and Front Row merger talks. Charters are going to be in the air. From the sounds of it, there could be as many, so there'd be 2 SHR charters probably out there for sale. SHR apparently sent out language to teams about how they could go about buying charters from them, probably asking prices and whatnot that process would look like. Depending on what Trackhouse wants to do, if they do a flat-out merger with Colleague, maybe they sell a charter, maybe they keep both charters and be a 4-car team. Who knows? So there could be 3 charters up in the air, let's say. Because Trackhouse needs somewhere to put Zane Smith next year. And unless they're going to get rid of Daniel Suarez, which I don't think they are, they're going to have to figure it the F out. Meanwhile, Daniel Hemrick will not have a Cup Series ride anymore, probably.
No. They could
Crowd
put him in an
goes
Xfinity car,
mild.
but like the logical thing would be like if you're not gonna keep the 4th charter or whatever the deal with Colleague, like I don't know, put him in an Xfinity car like they did with Van Gisbergen because he needs it. It seems like. Like I think Zane Smith's very talented, but they kind of just threw him to the wolves.
Yeah,
and
he's had a really bad
it's-
season so far too. Like,
Yeah, and a big part of it too is teething troubles with a brand new 3rd team, with a rookie driver and a team that's definitely got a lot of eggs in their basket right now. So I don't think Zane Smith is done after this year. Like there's obviously, this isn't like killing his career, but it is interesting where this is gonna go.
He's having a very Noah
Trackhouse-
Gragson season.
Yeah. And like Trackhouse has said that they want to run 4 cars, and so it makes sense that their future lineup is going to be Chastain, Suarez, Van Gisbergen, and Zane Smith at some point, but it's just a matter of getting there. So we'll see.
4 cars, like a lot of what I've read is 3 cars is the sweet spot to be in.
Yeah.
Because that gets you a second car at like off-season testing, but it doesn't. You don't need a whole 4th set of people because you almost need a whole extra set of people once you get to that 4th car, where you can kind of work with, with 3 cars, you can kind of work off of that 2-car set of people and whatnot. 2311's probably angling for a charter. I'd assume RFK's trying to get a charter at some point.
Yeah.
Again, to get to that 3-car number. Trackhouse, depending on what this colleague dealio happens, 3 or 4, as you've said. Who knows what Legacy Motor Club's doing? Nobody. And, yeah, I don't know. Who else? I mean, the other rumor is Chase Briscoe could be going to the 21. Harrison Burton is reportedly most likely out of that car. Ford's invested a lot of money in Chase Briscoe's development. I don't think they want to lose him. I don't know why they'd lose him, though, if the SHR deal happens.
I guess maybe they see the 21 as their like marquee Ford cars, so maybe that's something they'd want to do.
But is it?
I mean more from
but
from like a branding standpoint as well.
Yeah.
Like the Wood Brothers 21 is an iconic car, and so they more than likely want their guy in it, kind of.
Because that's the other thing.
That would be the deal.
If this SHR and front row thing happens, there's 3 seats there, supposedly. Who fills those seats? Because I have a feeling Todd Gilliland's still going to be there, right?
Yeah.
He hasn't done anything to lose his ride.
Yeah.
Noah Gregson's apparently a very hot commodity in the garage area. Rightfully so with the performances he's put in this year.
Right.
I would assume Josh Berry's staying. Do they keep Ryan Preece? And then what do they do with that other seat?
Yeah.
It's.
Jesus.
I was gonna say the obvious one seems that Preece is the one on the way out. Which
he's not
sucks,
part of the study group already, so
yeah.
Yeah.
It gives me a lot. I can't remember if I said this last week. It gives me the same energy as like Jamie McMurray at Roush, where they were just kind of like, "Can you go now? Like, we don't."
we can't have 5 anymore, and nobody likes you anyways. So please get out.
or Brian Vickers at the end of his Hendrick tenure, where they were just like, "Yeah, you're not allowed to come in our meetings anymore. Like, get out."
Yeah. I'm biased. I can't speak on this.
Yeah.
I would really like to see Ryan Preece in the 21 car personally, but
yeah, I'd be down for that.
I'd like to see Ryan Preece in the 2 car. Being honest, I'd like to see
that too.
Because here's the other thing.
Me like.
What is Penske doing, man? What are they doing?
Joey Logano was up there for a little bit yesterday, but
Austin Cindric was the highest finishing Penske car this week. So
yeah, 20th.
Well, yeah. Yeah, Joey Logano finished 21st. Ryan Blaney got wrecked.
It's something.
I mean,
wait a second. Oh, never mind. I thought Harrison Burton beat all of them. No, he finished right behind Logano.
Yeah. Wait, so they were 20th, 21st, and 22nd?
Yeah.
Oh my god. They're on their SHR arc. Ryan Blaney's just going to pull that team to top 10s.
Penske can't leave a seat open for Austin Cindric forever, right? Like, how long is he going to have to underperform?
See, okay, so here's the problem. I don't know if he is underperforming. Like, no, I know. Like, okay, his teammates have won the championship the last 2 years, and that's what I'm saying. I don't know, because look, Joey Logano won 1 race last year, and it was Atlanta.
Good point.
And even Blaney, kind of just got hot. Like,
No, you do make a good point. Penske has probably been the weirdest team as far as like their performances.
They've won both
the
next gen
era.
championships.
But you wouldn't guess that.
You can't tell why. I don't know why they have, but they have.
Yeah, no, you wouldn't guess that. Like if you told someone to look at the results of all the races and like you said, like just look at the results of these races, they're scrambled. Now take a guess at who won the championship. Joey Logano and Ryan Blaney are probably like 10th on everyone's list of possible people to win the championship.
Well, I go back to that 2022 finale, when after we recorded it and we were talking about Logano winning the title, and all of us were like, "That's it? All of that for a Joey Logano title? Like, really?"
Best season ever, Joey Logano champion. Like,
And
what?
that's how it ends.
Ends with Ryan
'Cause
Blaney
I think it was
blocking
NASCAR
for him.
Chasm. I think it was NASCAR Chasm made that like shirt prototype that just said "all that for a Logano win," and I was like, "Yeah, that's how I feel right now."
Oh my god.
So, I don't know. Silly season's getting silly. There's silly season in regards to the schedule as well. Jordan Bianchi from The Athletic had an article talking about some of the schedule shakeups. Talk about a few of them. Mexico City, sounds like we're trending towards a race there on the road course, replacing one of the Richmond dates.
Genuinely, what is Kyle Busch going to do?
That's a good
He'll
question.
get like a
Yeah.
like genuinely, because like it's funny and like the meme's funny, but I don't know the implications. I don't know what's gonna like. That's whatever. It'll be fun to keep track of.
Maybe
If he has
that's
to get
why
it-
they need Noah Gragson at RCR to fill in for Kyle Busch for one race.
The fact that Kyle Busch crashed on lap 1 of the truck race is like the biggest cry for help I've ever seen. Like, that's the only way Kyle knows how to like convey what's going on right now.
But seriously, I mean, Davey, you're right though. Like, what is he gonna do? I didn't even
what are
think
they gonna
about that.
do?
He can't go to Mexico.
Like a lot of people have made memes about it, but I don't think people are actually like considering what might have to happen.
Like, they're gonna have
If-
to do.
if
Like,
it
NASCAR is
works
gonna have to
out.
be like, hey,
Can
Mexico.
you not arrest our guy?
Can he please be allowed to race? We'll like keep him under lock and key supervision, but just let him race.
just imagining them like sneaking Kyle into Mexico with like a fake mustache.
Can you imagine he wins the race?
Goes there with Kurt Busch's ID.
I'm Kurt Busch.
It's
He's gonna go it.
It's
He's
it's
Kyle-
Brexton Busch on someone's shoulders.
Kyle Arbusto, which is the Spanish word for bush.
Do we like going to Mexico City in terms of like, I think it helps for the international. It's gonna suck for the race teams.
Dude, imagine the Daniel Suarez fans. It's gonna be nuts.
It's gonna be a really great atmosphere, and it's gonna be a good
Yeah.
event. The teams are gonna complain, and there's gonna be subsections of the fans who complain, but it's gonna be a really really cool event.
NASCAR put us in a box.
It's gonna put us in a box.
NASCAR
And
always
it's
puts us in a
gonna
box.
supplement the lack of a SoCal race at all next year.
Yeah.
Is
Yeah,
kind of what I've heard.
yeah, but Mexico City, that's like,
It's pretty
I
far.
mean, that's not close though.
No, well, I'm not saying no,
I know, I know
I'm
you're
not saying it's
like
close.
people are
I'm
gonna
not saying it's
travel,
like
but
it's,
like
but like as far as like supplementing, like SoCal
going after that a
historically-
demographic, right?
Yeah,
That's what you're
historically
saying.
not the NASCAR demographic.
Yeah.
Mexico City, probably not the NASCAR demographic, but
They'll
Daniel
have fun
Suarez
though.
tie-in.
They'll have fun.
It'll be a fun event. I mean, it'll be very fun. I can guarantee that.
Yeah.
The other big thing is the Clash most likely not returning to the Coliseum. Makes sense. They had a 3-year deal. I think we can all agree the Clash kind of ran its course. I think this year the way it kind of sucks the way it went out because of the rain and whatnot.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
how they had to like move heaven and earth to get the race in because
Yep.
heaven and earth was about to move them.
Fallout.
So that was unfortunate there. So like you didn't get that third like last definitive Clash in the Coliseum. Wouldn't be surprised if they return to it someday. Rumor is they'll do Bowman Gray next year for the Clash, which
Oh, jeez.
might be cold.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, on top of it being like, okay, whatever, Bowman Gray, haha, funny meme. It's gonna be silly, but that's like not warm. Like, it's gonna be cold. It might be too cold. Like, what is whatever. I don't care.
17,000 people are going to have the best time of their life, though.
Yeah,
True, yeah.
That ticket's
True.
going to be insane to get.
yeah, no thanks.
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
not even gonna. It's not even
100%.
worth trying.
I think that's about it for scheduled tidbits. Daytona most likely returns to the regular season finale. Makes sense. This year the only
No,
reason
no.
is because of the Olympics and the schedule having to get pushed around and whatnot.
Yep.
to make that work. I'm kind of hoping they reevaluate the first round of the playoffs too. Like I want Atlanta to get out of there. You know, if you want to leave Watkins Glen in, but at least want Atlanta out.
Yeah, I agree.
I think the first round of the playoffs is a really good round to like kind of mix up the tracks. If that makes sense. I'm hoping they don't leave Watkins Glen in there either, but whatever.
Is what it is.
Yep. So, yeah, no, it'll be fun. So I think Atlanta, like I said, I think Atlanta moves to that summer series of races on TNT. I really do. I think that's
it
probably
would make
crucial
sense.
to them.
Yeah. Yeah.
For
that
sure.
makes sense.
And also, we don't know about
Also-
Chicago. But
Yeah.
Sorry.
Obviously, that one's probably got to wait until there's a second race run there because year one was a hit, but they got to keep that momentum up. So
Yeah.
we'll see. Also, apparently RFK is supposed to be announcing another driver of the 60 car. I saw a couple people reporting on that. Obviously, no leads on who that's going to be so far.
Cam Waters.
That's a good one. Yeah.
This is the rumors, at
More than
least.
likely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Carl
It's going
Edwards.
to be Carl.
If Carl Edwards is in that car, I got to plan a trip to Daytona.
Yes, you do.
I'm just saying, the hype video, if that does get announced, is going to be legendary.
If Carl Edwards is a teammate with Brad Keselowski in 2024 for a race,
It's gonna
Well,
be great.
I was gonna say, I think I've already mentioned this on the show, but do you remember it was I think last year when Colleague announced their driver lineup for the 16 Cup car, and it was Hemrick, or no, 2 years ago it was Hemrick, Gregson, and Allmendinger, and the whole video announcement was all three of them beefing with each other.
I do
It's just
remember
gonna
that.
be
That was really funny.
Carl Edwards putting Brad Keselowski in the catch fence a bunch of times, and then like them shaking hands, and it's like welcome back, Carl.
I do remember that. That was so good. Oh my god, I miss good Colleague.
where did the time go?
Back when they were fun.
Colleague sucking now is my bottom split moment of the week.
All right, Matt, what's your bottom split moment of the week?
Man, I was kind of struggling to think of one. I'm just going to go with the one that annoyed me when it happened. So I've had my problems with Jet Lawrence this year in Moto. That said, incredible rider. He won the Supercross title as a rookie. Thoroughly deserved. And then in his post-race interview, he dropped in at the very end of like, for everybody who doubted it, suck it. And it was like, Jet, nobody doubted you. Everybody has been saying the entire time, you were the best rider I've ever seen. You just have to get out of your own way. Like, nobody ever said, I don't think Jet Lawrence can win this title. Like, what are you on about? You don't have doubters. You have people who don't like you. So that's my bottom split moment.
My bottom
Joe,
split
how about you?
moment goes out to William Byron because that was just I did not like that interview. I did not like his energy. I hate it when race car drivers are iron skulled nincompoops.
That's a good one. We're gonna bring that one back.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
I don't know, David. Did you have an actual bottom split moment or?
Tottenham Hotspur are playing Manchester City tomorrow, and there's one more match after that. But if Manchester City is playing away to us, like Tottenham Hotspur is at home, Manchester City, since that new stadium is open, it's been 4 years, I think, 4 or 5 years. They have scored 1 goal there. They have never won, and if they do anything less than win tomorrow, it hands our biggest rivals the Premier League title. And so there's going to be a stadium full of Tottenham Hotspur and Manchester City fans who are going to cheer every Manchester City goal because we don't want our rivals to win the league. And it's going to make for the weirdest atmosphere ever seen at a sports game ever. And I can't
I like
wait.
this preemptive conditional bottom split moment of the week. It's a good one.
Just having to sit through that tomorrow because knowing I can't cheer on my team if they win because there's going to be a ton of horrible people who are going to be happy and I can't have that. And now I have to root for my own team to score own goals. I'm begging our defenders to just cunt it past the keeper.
Just don't show up, you guys. It's fine.
Hoping we play. I hope we I hope we play our under 18s. Like I hope we play the fucking kids. I don't want us to win so goddamn bad, dude. God. Anyway, that's my Bomb Split moment, is having to deal with this conundrum.
Road to Pro moments. My Road to Pro moment is Brad Keselowski winning. I don't need to explain.
Deserved.
I was very happy. That's like the first time in a while I actually like was leaning forward in my chair a little bit. So, and by a while I mean since Talladega, but nonetheless.
Yeah.
Yeah. Davey.
My road to Pro moment is I finally got some goddamn iRacing broadcasters to respond to me, and we finally have like some of the Truck Series schedule worked out for broadcasting. Thank God. 8 different people contacted. 2 got back in touch with me out of all of them. And they got the work. So if you're a iRacing broadcaster and you're listening to this, just check your goddamn email. God. Free money.
My Road to Pro moment. I have a couple. I was going to go with RJ Hampshire as a Supercross champion, which I'm pretty pumped about. But the one I am going to go with is I was at Target earlier, and I checked the like NASCAR Authentics section, and I almost bought the Eric Jones Darlington Win diecast that was there. There's a couple that I almost bought. I was like, Joe would appreciate that. And then I saw that they had a Joey Gase
Yes.
hauler, so I had to get the.
Did you find the diecast that goes with it?
No, they only had the hauler. So.
That's insane.
Because I found the
McGruff, the
diecast.
Crime Dog diecast.
I found the diecast like last week.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
So I have a Joey Gase hauler now.
I'm so happy that you bought it, because like I saw it and I was like, I want to buy this, but I know this isn't a good decision because I don't have anywhere to put it, so I'm not gonna buy it. So I'm glad you bought it.
I was looking through all of them too, because they had like Eric's Darlington win, and they had like Kyle Busch's Auto Club win. I was like, I do like that Lucas Oil scheme, and like Ross's Coda win diecast. I was like, damn, they got some good stuff. And then I looked down at the haulers, and I was like, is that a Joey Gase hauler? So I had to get it. So
NASCAR Authentics, let me tell you, for as much crap as I like to give Lionel, sometimes the NASCAR Authentics line, it hits really good.
We'll put
Now,
Joey up there.
I need them to update their website, because they haven't updated their website with like all the waves and stuff, and it's really pissing me off. But
I wonder if the
Actually,
Walmart
it's
in Yulee still has 2017 Dale Earnhardt Jr. diecast on the shelf, because they did in like 2019.
probably not.
My local Target for months, all they had was like 8 of the Chase Elliott Darlington backup car throwback scheme.
Oh my god!
And like that was the only one they had because nobody would buy them, and they had like half a dozen of them.
I tell you,
Actually,
the distribution is bottom split moment of those cars.
yeah,
It is.
I had to take those Dale Jr. cars and I had to hide them in the store for them to get a new shipment.
I'm just imagining, you know, that video of the guy where he throws the Among Us plush up into the ceiling. He just doing that with the Dale Jr.
Because there's like 8 of them, right? And it's all the same Dale Jr. car that's like 3 years old. It's been on the shelf forever. So I'm like trying to find a place to hide all these damn diecasts. I put them somewhere in the gardening section. I wonder if anyone ever found them.
Should go back and try to see if they're there. You should have thrown them like behind a shelf or something.
Just go back.
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
Just
Throw
like
them in the trash.
that. You know what? That's the assignment for our viewers. We want you to go to your local retailer, find one random NASCAR Authentic,
and throw it in the hole in the ceiling.
find somewhere to put it, inconspicuous, and then every time you go to that store, I want you to check to make sure that it's there, and give us updates for how long it's been there.
You'll get 3 Fakers podcast stickers if you do it. I'll do that. I'll send them to you.
But we need photo evidence at Fake Racers on X.
And updates.
And updates. How many updates? Like a month's worth of updates? So like it has
One update a month.
It has
until it's gone.
Okay.
Right? That makes sense. I like that.
Okay.
I'm deciding.
All right. Folks, that's going to be this week's edition of the Fake Racers podcast. We can't thank you enough for watching, for listening, however you support us, however you listen to us, however you consume this content. Can't thank you enough. Make sure if you haven't already, If you're watching on YouTube, click the like button and make sure you are subscribed. It does a lot to help support us here on Track and Turf. If you're listening on your favorite podcast platform, make sure you follow the podcast and leave a comment and a review. You can answer the poll question. Someone's been answering them. I appreciate you. I haven't had a chance to look at what those responses are because Davey has the login. Speaking of, Davey, what you got going on this week?
Probably nothing. Maybe I'll stream our recruitment race. I didn't stream the one that we did last week for the Truck Series, the USRL Truck Series, Track and Turf Truck Series, coming Thursdays to an iRacing near you. Because it was going to be a mess and it was a mess, but maybe I'll stream that. I need to stream. I need to find something to stream. Get me racing. Someone give me motivation to race. You don't have to. I'll
At
figure it out. I'll get the
D7H5
motivation.
or with an ER at the end on Twitch. Or maybe he'll play some FIFA.
I could stream myself playing Football Manager, which is just spreadsheet simulator, which is just me yelling at words.
Some people like that, though.
Maybe. I don't know. It's a good storyline.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all I got. I got nothing.
Matthew, what you got going on?
Got a state qualifier race this weekend at one of my
Yeah.
local tracks. Hopefully my new wheels are in by then, so my bike looks cool and doesn't have goofy mismatched wheels for once. Maybe I'll just like open up Audette. Chaser, do you mind? Trying to plug my stuff.
He's like, hurry up.
It's like, where's Mom? So I don't know. Maybe I'll just open Audacity and ramble about the Supercross season because I have a lot of thoughts about it. Hi, Whiskey. This big stinky guy is going to be hanging out too. Yeah. So I don't know. We'll see.
Cool. And as for what I got going on, we're broadcasting Maverick from Atlanta on Tuesday, May 14th, and we're broadcasting Bomb Squad from Atlanta on Thursday, May 16th. Look at the doggo. Look at the pupper.
Whiskey,
Doggo.
you're facing the wrong way. No, you go this way. The other way.
Nah.
He's not very bright.
Whoa. Be nice.
Oh, he knows.
Okay, all right. Fair enough. Well, folks, again, can't thank you enough for watching, for listening, however you support us. We appreciate you so much. We hope you join us next week after the All-Star race from North Wilkesboro. See you guys next week on the Fake Racers podcast.
Bye.